What is going on, folks? I am Goat, and welcome back to Warframe. Hi. So let's talk about a couple of things really quickly. First of all, Tennocon stuff. There's obviously this week has had drops going on. They last a short period, so but like Thursday and Friday, most specifically very important. 3 times Forma and then an Umber Forma blueprint. That is a huge fucking thing. That's a big fucking deal right there, buddy. Umber Forma is not the easiest thing in this game to come by, so when you get an opportunity to get it, do not pass that shit up. Make sure to do the event. They are a gift of the Lotus, so you'll find them under the alert tab. Also, there's a couple of free redeem codes. One of them is WF-Death-Battle. All caps. That gives you the Excalibur Avalon helmet, the Excalibur in Action glyph, the Tenno color palette, the Carrick, and the Prisma Scana? Yeah. And then, if you type in all one thing, Tennocon 2022, so 2022, all one thing, no spaces, no nothings, no dashes, you will get 22k Kuva, 22 Riven Slivers, and 220,000 cred, which is never a bad thing. Especially the Riven Slivers, considering those are basically XMS drop or Kuva Fortress drop, like the Kuva Fortress Survival, things like that. You know, like when you're doing Requiem farming and shit like that. So, yeah. That's good stuff. Let's go into the, you know, well, before we go into the other part of this video, Tennocon in itself. So it is 12:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern, so that's 11:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, my time. So, because I'm in the Kansas City, Missouri area, so boom, boom, baby. Yep. Good stuff. Do not miss out on this. They're going to have the new Warframe, which is Veracruz, new Sugatra to go with it if you're into the fashion frame bit. And then at the tail last 2 hours is, and again, this is just watch for 30 minutes, get this drop, watch for 30 minutes, get this drop. I'm sure there's going to be a couple of other drops. There's a potential for a gaming laptop setup that's going out as well. It looks pretty cool. That's also going to be given away during Tennocon, as they usually do. They usually give away something like that every year. I do a lot of giveaways and drops and shit like that, and I'm not saying be all team free shit about it, but hey man, you know, if the opportunity is there, I ain't mad at you for trying. So don't miss out on that. Also, Titania Prime from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern, so 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central. You're going to get the chance for Titania Prime, and if you do not have Titania Prime, that is not a fucking frame that you're going to want to miss out on, because Titania Prime is fucking OP good. Now, that being said, 3 minutes into the video, we talk about the good. The rest of this, not so much. Now, this is not a doom and gloom section per se, but it's going to discuss that, okay? Now, I will say before we get into the doom and gloom, there is one more piece of excitement that I do want to talk about, and it's this. This is Korra. Obviously, Korra, with some silly fashion shit on there just because. Now, the prime frame that has the expectation of being released is this girl's. This girl, look at her, she's all happy. It is this girl's big sister, Korra Prime. Now, if that all pans out the way it is, we're talking like between the Deviri paradox, because the calculated guess at this point is a Warframe with at least one weapon coming from the Deviri paradox, which I'm quite interested about that. If the horse is actually a thing that we actually can obtain and have for a possible free roam node on the Deviri plane, that would be cool. I don't even know if the Deviri plane is going to be a thing, but we'll find out. That's definitely going to be a thing. It's going to be interesting as hell. So I mean, you got possible XP from there, but the thought process right now is going to be Korra Prime, Nell Prime, Dual Karis Prime, all 3. Well, 2 of 3 I'm very excited about. Nell Prime's a little interesting, but not bad. But the Dual Karis, they're high/dual swords. Korra Prime, like Korra, is just a really, really good frame. So a buff statistical version of Korra, nothing bad about that at all. Sorry, just not. Unless for some reason they nerf the shit out of her when they release her, which I don't see them doing. Yeah, she's a good frame. She's a very good frame, so I'm very excited about that. So I mean, you figure one new frame plus a possible new weapon plus 2 weapons and Korra Prime plus whatever nodes, I'm assuming probably 150 to 200 XP, somewhere in that range. I mean, we're talking basically 21 to 24,000 XP coming in there. So anybody who's sitting here like, I am Mastery Capped at Legendary 2, no, you are not even going to get fucking close to getting, you know, getting into, you know, Legendary 3. So I've seen people, man, why can't I get to Legendary 3 already? Dude, when I started playing, it was still stuck at Mastery 29. Okay? Like, Legendary or Mastery 30 didn't even hit until after I started playing. Like, it was like, oh, fuck, I want to say it was fall or winter of 2020, because I started playing March 4th of 2020, and Mastery 29 was the Mastery cap at that point. So yeah, that's a thing. Okay, big thing. So that being said, we're going to talk about some of this doom and gloom horse shit that I've been seeing online, and this fits with some streamers. I'm sure you probably know who I'm talking about. Not naming names because there's no fucking point, ain't no drama to this. Just burnt out streamers and video posters, okay? And then a lot of players, okay? And there's a few criteria that fall into why this is, and I just want to talk about this because to me it doesn't make any fucking sense, okay? I've been playing this game, like I said, since March 4th of 2020, okay? In that time frame, you can see I'm legendary capped at 2,578,002 points. Everything is fucking mastered in this game. All missions are complete. All steel path, all star chart. Okay, everything's done, and you can see that my time frame in doing so is 2,076 hours, and it was actually less than that. I would think I was in the 1,940 hour or 1,960 hour range. I cannot remember for sure when I hit Legendary 2, because that was back at the very beginning of April when I hit Legendary 2. Well, it would have been end of March that I hit Legendary 2, so it would have been early to mid-April when I hit Mastery Cap because of farming Geyer and, you know, the Aelak and the Alternox and, you know, just all the shit. You know, just all the stuffs. You know, the new, all 5 of the new Incarnon weapons and the Hespar and just all this stuff, right? All this shit adds up. I mean, you figure Angels of Zariman, not counting the nodes themselves, which did not pay any XP, by the way, for base or fucking Steel Path, which is still stupid in my opinion. But you're talking the Hespar. Well, I mean, you're talking 15,000 XP for the Incarnon weapons, and then the Hespar was another 3,000. The Alternox was another 3,000. The Aelak was another 3,000. And then the Geyer was 6,000, so that is 30,000 XP. Okay, 30k XP with Angels of Zariman. Yeah, that's what got me up to this level at this point right now. Okay, it is what it is. So here we sit and wait, and this is where people get fussy. This is where people are like, well, what do we do now? Enjoy the fucking game. Let's just put it that way. If you've played this game so much that you're hating it, put the fucking, you know, push the keyboard away. Push the mouse away. Log out of the game. Take a moment. Look at other games, free to play or not. Find something else that piques your interest. Test it out. Do your thing. Find another point of release. Me, personally, even though I'm mastery capped, I don't quite have all the mods. I'm still working on codex scans, and I'm still working on arcanes. So those 3 things alone, plus I'm still finishing out focus school. So I've got 4 things that I can still work on, even being legendary capped. Now, is it going to help my mastery status whatsoever? Absolutely not. It's just going to be more of actually completionist at this point, because even though I've said early on in this, you know, in my channel that I'm not a completionist at this point, being mastery capped, why the fuck not? It's there to do. But more importantly, I enjoy the game. I enjoy the functions of the game. I enjoy what the game is, you know, its mechanics, you know, even if the missions are the same and you do the same kind of shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over, so what? Right? So what? Really? So what? I'm over it. Some people complain about, you know, the missions are, you know, too much like this or too much like that when the Angels of Zariman are released. Well, so fucking what? You know, people were complaining about the new war. Where was the war? Bitch, that was the point. It showed the very beginning of the fucking sentient army, you know, coming in and taking shit over, and then it bypassed the war itself to show us the aftermath of the fucking war. And then everything that ensued with the quest up to that point. So yeah, so you don't get to see the war, you get to see how we failed. That was the point of the entire quest. If that shit, if you didn't absorb that, out of your head, I don't know what to tell you. And that's not being mean either. That's just saying, apparently the story of what they were doing, right over your head. You know, now the Angels of Zariman, it's a little vague on the story, really was. Didn't really explain the hold fast so much as just their existence, and then, you know, we brought them back to life kind of thing. Whatever, is what it is. Do I think that the Zariman nodes are especially good? Not really, but they're fun. I mean, it's basically the same fucking map, just slightly rearranged over and over, but they're fun to play. It's nothing bad. I mean, they're fun on the Steel Path, or they're fun on, you know, base Star Chart. I mean, if you're just Void Plume farming, just go base Star Chart. It's not going to hurt anything. If you're just looking for a challenge, you know, yeah, go play on Steel Path. It's fun. So yeah, so there's that, right? But man, the doom and gloom from some old school streamers and players alike is just, oh my god, this game is just so bad at this point. Warframe is dying. I'm gonna tell you right now, since I started playing this game, I have seen the phrase Warframe is dying or Warframe is dead constantly for 2 years, and guess what? It's still here. It still has a very large community, and it still isn't as large as something like Destiny or Warframe or Fortnite or Warzone or anything like that. Of course not, but it's, you know, different kind of game too. Like Destiny is probably the closest one to this. But Destiny has expanded into into a second game and more DLC, and it's just, you know, this is a free-to-play platform, okay? Completely free to play. You do not have to sink a single dollar into this game if you don't want to. If you want to find your experience to be a little bit easier and a little bit more successful in your eyes, sure, drop a few bucks to support DE is never a bad thing in my opinion. But people bitching about how long it's taken the Deviri Paradox to come out, and the fact that Deviri was technically supposed to come out before the new war. Well, not really. I mean, by all rights, the new war was supposed to come out, then the Heart of Deimos was supposed to come out, then the Deviri Paradox was supposed to come out by the story. But Heart of Deimos was a much easier one to drop to give a free roam map. The new war was a lock-in, much more inclusive cinematic quest, and Deviri is, I don't know if it's going to be a lock-in. I'm assuming it probably will be, but I don't know for sure. But it's going to be another cinematic style quest. So it's going to have some, you're going to have to put a little time into this one. So it is what it is. Such is life. This is life, because physics. It is what it is, right? I mean, get over it. It's fine. Everything is fine. The ship ain't going down. We're not taking off. We're not taking on water. We're not bailing the water. Okay, come on. So, I mean, we're covering the doom and gloom of, you know, players and streamers and video posters alike, you know, basically just social media types, you know, and then hitting that mastery cap burnout. Well, personally, I haven't hit it because I still got shit to do. Even capped at mastery, it just means I don't have to rank anything. That's great. I've done a lot of that, obviously. It just means that I don't have to rank anything, which is perfectly fine. I can do other cool things, like go hunt for hard to find mods and shit. Totally fine with that. I see another thing. Digital Extremes doesn't care about their community. Well, if they didn't care about the fucking community, bet you wouldn't be able to log in. Okay, let's be honest. Again, free-to-play platform. There's going to be bugs. There's going to be problems. One would just hope, like I said in another video, that they would just beta test a little better because of the size of the community. If this was just some no-name fucking unknown fucking game and they had bugs on their fucking update patches, I can understand it. But this game's got a bit of a fucking, you know, a stigma behind it here, especially more recently, of having more bugs every time they do an update. And I really hope that they get a hold of that and actually really truly, you know, kind of fix these bugs. Another big ass gripe: crossplay, cross save. That's one that I'm looking forward to a point. I don't really enjoy the fact of, if mobile does release, having to deal with the latency ping of a Nintendo Switch or a fucking cell phone, because that's going to be horrible if that's a host in a public match. So I'm probably going to do a lot more fucking clan based or solo based stuff unless I'm working with my kids. And even then, that could be questionable if they are, you know, running wireless instead of, you know, an Ethernet cord for their internet, but we'll find out. But, you know, both my boys that play this game are both on Xbox. So you're talking Xbox Live. You're talking, you know, I've got a buddy of mine that's on PlayStation. I've got another buddy of mine that's on Xbox. I do have a friend that plays on Switch. So, I mean, you know, there's multiple platforms, and I'd love to be able to play this game with both of them. I've got a subscriber that's in my Discord now. Fellow who goes by Hans, you know, seems like a very genuine, very nice dude. And, you know, he's on the, you know, PSN. So it's like, you know, yeah, when cross-play, cross-save hits, I'd love to run some missions with the dude. He seems cool as fuck. You know, we've been trading build ideas and stuff and just talking about, you know, damage reduction scales and, you know, reworking frames for more survivability. And it's just been, you know, good contact and good time. But I'd love to actually play the fucking game with the dude. So call me crazy. So yeah, so there's that, right? I mean, there's that whole shebang. But the problem is like my name with PC and the PC servers is GOAT80. What is the probability? Because a lot of people are going to take that as greatest of all time, 80, and the 80 might just be a, you know, because greatest of all time GOAT was taken, so people just running numbers up until they find one that fits. So what is the probability that GOAT 80 exists on the PlayStation network and the Xbox Live network and even potentially on the Nintendo network? You know, it's quite high. It's quite high that this name does exist. So what is their fix for this particular thing? Their fix is to put GOAT 80-PC, GOAT 80-PSN, GOAT 80-XL for Xbox Live, or XBL. You know, whatever Nintendo's, you know, platform is. It might just say, you know, GOAT 80-N or NIN, you know, or NL, you know, Nintendo Live, or, you know, Nintendo. It could be in Nintendo Network. I have no idea what it is, but they've had to segregate it apart so people's accounts aren't being overridden. That's a big fucking problem. That's something I can wait for much rather than lose my fucking account. So calm your fucking tits with this shit, okay? Would you rather have your account wiped for somebody on PlayStation 5 and you're on PC and you go to log in one day and all of a sudden somebody's in a Mastery 4 with your game name? Not so much. Or would you rather have all of your progress, like my account, overwrite somebody on PlayStation 5 who is only a Mastery 4, and then all of a sudden we're both stuck working, trying to log in on this same fucking account? You know? So, like, my shit overrides theirs, so then they gain all of my progress without working for anything? No, that's not fair for me. I put in the work for my profile. You know, I don't want anybody getting into my shit and fucking with my shit, you know, and changing my settings and stuff. I don't want to do all that. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of work that goes involved into it. So it is what it is. Be patient. More people. Complaints. Oh, man, Tennocon, they're going to talk about Prime Resurgence again. So what? Oh, I had to farm my frames, and Prime Resurgence is a cash grab. I don't disagree. But at the same time, they're a fucking business. If that is their way of finding the best way to make money is Prime Resurgence by selling Regal Aya, you know, or forcing us to go relic, you know, run bounties and you know, void missions to go get Aya and then go crack relics, well, so be it, okay? It's just an opportunity to get more Prime gear in whichever way you choose, whether using money or just farming fucking Aya, whatever. I don't personally have a problem with Aya. It's a choice. They're not forcing you to pay the money. That's the thing. That's a big fucking thing that people keep saying. It's a cash grab. Well, I don't disagree that it's a cash grab. Easy way to get a fucking Warframe. I don't disagree with that at all, but at the same time, nobody's shoving the shit down your throat saying you got to do it. You don't even have to go visit Maru's. As far as go visit, you know, the crazy fucking Dax chick, you don't have to go visit her at all. You could literally just fucking avoid her. Nobody's saying you got to do it. So get your fucking, you know, get your panties out your butt crack. Stop the wedgie. It's fine. The big question that you have to ask yourself is this, okay? The fact that Warframe released in, I want to say November or December. I want to say it was December of 2012. Okay, so this game has been in existence for over 9.5 years. Okay, over 9.5 years on the PC platform. in that amount of time, instead of making Warframe 2, Warframe 3, and forcing more free-to-play downloads to get better expansions and different shit like that, they've literally just updated the game, boom, 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 boom. Unlike Destiny, to where it's like Destiny, you know, and the Destiny 2 and so on, and all this DLC that has to come with it, and blah, 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 blah. And it's, you know, buy this DLC if you want this cool shit. Well, Warframe just uploads it and says, hey, go farm it. Have a nice day. If there's bugs, so be it. How do you bitch? Does DE really owe the community, like, owe their players anything aside from maintaining the existence of this game and periodically giving us new shit to fuck with? Even if it's kind of same old, same old. Do they really owe us anything? I mean, seriously, do they really owe us anything for a 9.5-year-old game to be this fucking good still? And to have a community this fucking good with just a few bad eggs here and there? In my opinion, no. I think DE is doing fine as far as the way the game is progressing. Now, again, I'm one of those fourth generation, you know, content creator kind of people. I'm not an actual content creator for Digital Extremes. I mean, yeah, sure, would that be awesome? But that ain't never gonna fucking happen. Listen to me. Come on. I'm like the least fucking family-friendly, player-friendly kind of video poster out there, so I'll never probably get that, and I don't really care. It's fine. I'm a nobody. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I think what they're doing is giving to the community. Here, you know what? We're going to give you a quest. We're working on this. We're working on that. You know, sometimes the stuff they do irritates people, but you got to take into account how many people actually play this game compared to how many people complain about shit. How much do you weigh the complaints compared to weighing the positives? Because the most that you see is complaints. You don't see a whole lot of positives. People get into the forums. Oh, this sucks. Another person gets in the forum. Completely polar opposite opinion. Oh, no, this sucks. How much do they weigh that? You know? How much to fix? How much to, you know, buff? How much to nerf? What's good? What's bad? I mean, the static decay bug that's been going on since like the 20th of June. It's now June 13th, almost June 14th. Or, I'm sorry, July 13th, almost July 14th. So this has been going on for fucking 23, almost 24 days. For no apparent goddamn reason other than it exists. Does it make the game more interesting because galvanized mods aren't functioning properly? Any of the primary or secondary arcanes aren't working properly? A few stack decay other mod types are not working properly? It is what it is. In my opinion, it just makes it more of a challenge, and I'm fine with that. What do you want me to say? Do I bitch for the fact that a free game is having a problem? Or do I just play the fucking game and have fun? And just take the challenge as it is? I take the challenge. I have fun. And when I do finally hit that burnout wall, which will inevitably happen, I will have other games at my disposal to play. But that's the point. That's how you avoid hitting that mastery cap, total in-game cap burnout, because there really is no end game to this game because it's constantly updating and constantly building. A lot of the running meme jokes is fashion frame is end game. Well, to a point that is actually true, because you can eventually farm out everything in this game. You can farm out and max out every arcane. You know, you can get every codex scan. Even when new content comes up, you just pop your Helios or pop out your scanner, go into fucking whatever frame you feel like, and just scan the shit out of everything. You know, and then fill up your codex and just keep on going. So it's just like, you know, you got multiple ways to do it. You know, if I can throw a Helios up there and let that motherfucker scan everything, it's fine. It's totally fine. So the end game is really just continually modifying the fashionable look of your frame to really kind of be something innovative and different, although there's only so much innovative and different you can even do there. There's lots of mix and match. So, I mean, it just is what it is. But I mean, is there really truly, you know, an end game to Warframe? No. Is Warframe dying? Not in my opinion. Do I think that that COVID and Digital Extremes being bought out the way they were had a massive play factor into the fact of Duveri, Heart of Deimos, and New War releasing completely fucked up and out of order? Absolutely. Much less the massive delay time, 3 years, massive delay time with all of that happening. Yep, that's been a problem. So it is what it is. Those who gripe, those who want to bitch, and those who want to find so much reason to throw shade and hate on something this much, get a life. Seriously, man, if you hate it this much, then it's obviously not for you. Let the rest of us actually have fun with something, okay? Instead of having some fucking negative Nancy just sitting there bitching about every little fucking thing. You know? I don't know. Take it for what you will, though. So anyway, don't forget about Tennocon. Don't forget about those free drops and the giveaways and the goodies. Make sure you get your ducats farmed as soon as humanly fucking possible, because man, are you going to need them for Barrow's fucking relay. So folks, I want to thank you very much for watching. As always, we'll catch you in the next one, all right?